Forward!
Hard work, hard work. Hard work, hard work. Hard work, work. There you go.
Forward!
Hard work, hard work. Hard work.
Fall in.
Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? Y'all know what it is. It's a Sunday. I'm very sure y'all got plenty to do. Y'all probably checking out some of the games right now. March Madness, men's and women's going on. But this is where we need to be right now. Y'all know y'all been waiting for this all year long to find out who, the what, the where's, the whys, and all that type of stuff. We got it right here, locked in myself. You know what I'm saying? My man, Bishop the GOAT. Of course, we got Coach Mike Richardson and the tournament director himself that's going to give us a little peek. And we're going to get into a couple of things before we get into what y'all probably been waiting on. So, of course, we're going to go ahead and allow people to get in here. Bishop, what's good, my man?
What's going on? What's going on? WGO, WGO. How y'all living, man? It's a Sunday, man. Watching these what is it? The basketball, March Madness right now. Watching who is this? Kansas State versus Colorado. Look like Colorado trying to upset Kansas State right now. So I'm watching that, and I watched the other game before that earlier. Who was it? It was another upset. I think it was the number 2 team in the women's got upset. Yeah, Kansas State and Colorado playing right now, and Colorado up by 6.
No doubt, no doubt. So,
Mr. Bishop, what's going on, man?
What's up, man? How you doing, bro? Good to see you.
Man.
Hey, what's good with you? Same thing, different day. You know how it is. You know how it go.
Yes,
Same
sir.
thing, different day.
So, of course, like we say, you got March Madness going on. It's a tournament. And the reason we're here is because of a tournament. We ain't talking about practice. We ain't talking about a game. We talking about a tournament. That tournament being the National Military Basketball Tournament, the NMBT. Put it on every year down in the great city of San Antonio. As I can say, I'm currently a San Antonian at this particular time, connecting. So we down here. So for those who are just listening, I know it's people coming in because they really want to see what the season, who's playing who, and all that type of stuff. But what was my idea again behind the tournament, Coach Richardson?
Hey, man. Of course. First of all, good afternoon. Well, this is going to be our 15th year, man. It's the 15th annual. 2009. Carl Little and my boss, Mr. D. Reed, came up with this tournament in order to actually we piggybacked off of, we also got a tournament like this that we do for soccer. And we're the Defenders Cup. And we host about 40 teams in the Defenders Cup. And we got the idea from that. We just did a little spinoff from that, from soccer to basketball, in which we brought in all the armed service coaches to actually get to come in and watch these guys participate in the tournament in like a combine type feel. You know what I mean? Kind of like in the summertime when you get your combines and all that good stuff. So that's where the idea came from. Like I said, we're in our 15th year. We got, now it just kind of, man, it just blew up. It kind of, I would be lying if I said I thought it would ever make it to as big as it is now. But it is big. Everybody looks forward to it every year. I just tried my best to try to put on the best tournament possible. We want to entertain the spectators, the basketball players, the coaches, the fans, a little something for the whole entire family. And still to this day, we just kind of turned it into like the National Military Basketball Tournament, where we started crowning the National Military Champion by bringing in the best teams who all normally had the best players. So now we've kind of evolved a little bit to where we were still not getting quite all of the players that we wanted to get. There was still some diamonds in the rough out there that wasn't getting an opportunity to participate. So I came up with an idea of, hey, why don't we allow each team bring in 2 free agents? Mainly being the free agents have to be active duty guard reserve, someone who's eligible to participate in the national, not the national, but armed forces in the armed forces tournament. So the civilians, the DoD civilians, hey, I don't have a problem with DoD civilians, but we're not going to get all in the weeds and worrying about where the DoD civilians are stationed at, because quite frankly, they're part of the team, one fight. I'm not going to get all in the weeds and worry about where they're stationed, where they're coming from. But if they've been playing with a certain team all year, then they're good. You can put them on the roster. They have a CAC. We just don't allow contractors. We're not going to allow contractors and of that nature. There's also been a little caveat, a little nuance this year, where we got our disabled veterans.
Okay.
Those that so if you have a disabled vet that's still playing, you are allowed to pick one of those guys up, but you only allow one, and that will also count against one of your free agents. So you won't be able to bring a free agent as well. But we're not trying to turn people away. We're trying to bring more people into play as possible. It is the National Military Basketball Tournament is put on by MWR. So, you of course know, being working in that field, working for MWR, hey, we all about morale, welfare, and recreation. We bringing everybody in. We want to bring something in for everybody.
As Christopher Mason keeps on trying to speak it into existence, saying Cannon is like finished 10-6, 10 in a row. Hope our names get called today, which maybe, I don't know. I guess we'll definitely see it. Dre, so basically it is. So 15 years, that's a long time running.
Yes, sir. And this is a long tournament. Actually, the longest running is still the Joe Hall, which we also host here as well.
Correct.
Joe Hall going into his 50th year.
50.
Yeah. This year will be the 50th.
That's almost as old as you there, Bishop.
Watch your mouth, say your teeth. Watch your mouth, say your teeth. Watch your mouth.
Oh man, I love you guys, man. Y'all my guys.
That's what made me say wow, because I was like, man, good Lord. That's a tournament. That's a long tournament.
Yeah, 50 years.
You got a question out there.
He said, who won Joe Hall?
Who won Joe Hall this year?
It must have been them. It must have been them.
You are right.
It must have been them.
It's the Mighty Rangers of JBSA Fort Sam Houston. They are the reigning Joe Hall champions. They beat Lackland actually in the finals.
Yeah. So correct me if I'm right. The winner of the Joe Hall gets an automatic bid into the tournament. Is that correct?
Yep. Fort Sam got the first automatic bid.
That makes sense.
The champion of that whoever wins that tournament, not only did they get the bid, they get a paid bird.
Paid bird. So
they don't have to pay their entry fee. I paid their entry fee for them.
Wow. That's what's up. That's how you do it, though. That's a good look.
Yeah.
So that's almost like
being the champion. Benefits of being the champion.
I was about to say that's almost like that's guaranteed money. It's like if anything, you could get into the nationals by winning Joe Hall, but of course you got to play to win the Joe Hall. So hey, those teams got to be there in order to have an opportunity.
And that was all about.
What? Something getting started.
Snow act like he ain't know.
Wait, hold the hell up.
That was that incentive. We've been doing that for about 3 years now.
Okay.
The last 3 Joe Halls when we first started doing it, because we started to see the participation go down.
Okay.
And so we had to come up with some type of incentive to keep teams wanting to come. And that was the incentive. Last year it was Fort Carson.
Okay.
Fort Carson had won it last year.
Pull up playing the Joe Hall. Y'all have an opportunity.
That's what's up, man. I like it.
Yeah, Mr. Snow, that's what happened, man.
Hey, you show. Hey, nah, Snow, chill out. We already getting money taken from us. We deserve it.
That is definitely another show.
For real.
Another show in itself.
That's
so. 15 years running with the tournament, and how many like what's the backdrop? How many multi-champions have there been in the 15 years?
Oh man, probably would be Mr. Mike Myers
Okay.
and Fort Hood back in
Okay.
the day. They had a good little run. I think they won like maybe 3 in 4 years, something like that, or 4 and
So
5.
they was on dynasty level type.
Yeah, they had a good run. I mean, after I think they had one back to back, and then Myers left, and I think he went to Carson, and then after that, the next coach came on. His assistant, who he had, came back and won one.
Okay.
So they won like 3 out of 4.
Okay, 3 out of 4. Okay, 3 out. So
and then came on. Then Uriah, his first year coming,
yes,
he won it. So that made like 4 out of 5, something like that.
Okay. So a question was asked: are there any other tournaments that yield the automatic bid if you win?
No. Before what we did was, well, obviously this year it kind of got jacked up, but we used to try to make the national to be when it was after all the conference tournaments. So it was gonna be just like the NCAA.
Okay.
But this year our schedules are kind of off kilter.
Okay.
And I wanted to have the selection show at least a month
prior to the game,
a month early, so we can get teams an opportunity to plan, make travel arrangements, lodging, all that stuff, because it's kind of hard to just somebody coming from New York State, and the conference tournament was just a week before. I mean, that's kind of tough. You know how it is, military basketball.
Right.
It's hard, man. So we want to make sure that we give everybody ample enough time to plan so they can come down and enjoy the festivities.
All right. Of course, Commissioner Myers and Mike Myers in the building, wishing you a great tournament this year. Wooten said he's back in the state. So what's that saying, Wooten? You know what I'm saying? That's just
I actually got to talk to Wooten earlier this week. He had hit me up. Let me know he had just got back from deployment.
That's what's up.
And Nationals, good question, Mr. Wooten. Nationals always, so you can look to the future. Nationals always going to be the last weekend of April. The last weekend of April. We kind of took that date because if you recall, probably back in 2017 or 18, we used to do it actually on Memorial Day weekend, the 4-day weekend. But it was causing a problem when the NBA got started, because remember the NBA was having their tournament like 2 weeks before that, and we didn't want to make teams have to choose.
Right.
So one of the agreements was, hey, if Mike and them decided to take the actual Memorial Day weekend, the 4-day weekend, we would do ours a month prior. That way, if teams qualified, they can go to both. Month apart.
Of course, like everyone's saying, walking back. So I don't know, Woo. That means, I mean, you gotta get in there.
Nationals gonna be at? Where's Nationals gonna be? You said it's the last weekend.
Nationals is always the last weekend in April, and it's always going to be here at JBSA.
JBSA, okay.
JBSA, Lackland. We do have access. There's been talking about expansion. I know, Trey's been hoping that. So
I just report the news.
And it's being talked about because we do have access to about 6-7 gyms here.
Right.
So I have 2 here at Lackland. Well, I have 3 at Lackland, and
Randolph gets left off.
Yes, and Randolph has a very nice gym. Very nice gym. It's crazy that they don't have a team. It's beyond me.
Yeah,
but they probably got, I would say, almost probably the nicest gym in JBSA, really.
Okay. I haven't. You know what? That's funny because, like I said, I've been down here since August.
He ain't been here long, but yeah, he's been here about a few months, just a few months.
I've been working FSS since January, and I haven't set foot on Randolph at all. So I haven't the slightest idea what Randolph has to offer, or even just to sit up and see, just to know the lay of the land. And thank you, Linda. We definitely I'll check that out. Glad to have your information with us this morning. But yeah, so Randolph, so that does add to the pot. So okay, y'all hear it here first.
Randolph got some athletes over there, man. They got some athletes over there.
They do.
Yeah. They got some athletes over there.
They do.
Yeah.
At one point in time, in the early Joe Hall days, probably want to go late 90s, early 2000s. Randolph was like that.
Yeah.
It was like that.
Right.
Okay. I mean, this week that the track like that drop Kendrick Lamar, Metro Boomin and Future. So like that, y'all heard my man Kendrick go in. So if that's what it is, then Randolph gets back in the fold potentially. So an opportunity maybe to expand. I'm very sure that sounds to people's ears that affords opportunity, but. So one of the things I would like to ask before we really actually get into why everyone's here with the seating is when we talk about expansion, right? I'm sure you want quality as opposed to quantity when it comes down to the tournament.
Exactly. So for me,
competition is everything. You want competition. You want teams to be in there who could compete.
And I totally agree, Bishop. I'm kind of leery on the expansion because we want teams that work for something.
Okay.
We don't just want to just make it a wide open tournament for everybody to come.
Right.
We want them to have to actually work for something. Earn it. Earn a berth.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, it's no. I'm sure, Coach. It's no different than what you have. What we see. In the March Madness, you know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to watch March Madness and see a team get blown out by 40.
But you want to see those upsets, though. You want to see maybe LE come down and get upsetted by.
That's a difference, though. You want to see upsets, but you don't want to see blown out games, though. If it's an upset, it's an upset. But you're not coming to see a blowout game. Nobody get blown out by 30 or 40 points. Nobody wants.
You got these impatient guys on
I
chat.
See.
They crack me up, man. They'll be all right. They'll be all right. Yeah, I know. They'll be all right. They'll be all right. Let's get. They'll be all right. They'll be all right. They will be all right.
Hey, they don't call in on ESPN and rush them, man. Tell them, hey,
what
commercials. We want to see what we want to see.
This is what happens when you have inclusion.
You know what, Trey? Let's wait until we get 50 people on here, then we put it out to the air. How about that? So start inviting everybody. Start inviting your sons, your daughters, your friends, family. Invite everybody.
How people be playing? How people play Monopoly Go? They got like 6 different profiles. Like, hey, go ahead, give on your kid iPad and open him up to the screen.
Open it up. We need numbers. We're looking for numbers.
So of course, like you said, in all actuality, we definitely gonna get y'all. Just just bear with us. ESPN got right to me after the last conference game.
Man.
We don't ESPN, man. We trying to have our own little show. Upset is crazy. That's right. Upset is crazy.
That's what you want, but I think that's what you want for the most part. Like you have your favorites, but you start to take a look. Like everyone was pulling for Oakland at some point.
Hey, Snow, support us, man. Hey,
man.
BT just happened overnight, man.
Yeah.
Upset again. Colorado did end up beating Kansas State. They won.
Yeah, so it goes on both sides. So definitely that. So of course, So before we really get into it, I like to sell for all those that are checking. Who do y'all think is the top 4 seeds? Like, get ready on some names. Who y'all think? We know 2 things for sure, 2 things for certain. We know that CMB is a number 1 seed. We just don't know what region they're playing in. And then secondly, we know they're number 2 seed. And JBSA is a top seed. I mean, is an invitee. We don't know what seed they got and where they're at. So at this point, run it down. Who do y'all think are the top 4 seeds that are currently in this year's
Can't
tournament.
wait to
Top
see
4
this.
seeds. We already know JBLE. Correction. Let me
They
stand
number one.
corrected.
Hey, everybody
Yeah.
knows JBLE is number one. Snow,
Yeah.
I know you wanted to hear that.
Yeah.
Y'all are number one. You knew that.
You happy now? Snow, you're happy. You got what
to
you
give
wanted.
him his props.
Yeah,
'cause
you got coach you got coach to say what he what you wanted him to say. Coach just said it. He said it.
They are the
you-
number one overall seed. We will say,
If
go
y'all
ahead and
out
lock
there,
that out.
let us know. Like, give us the one. Who you think are the top 4? Who are the top seeds? The 4 top seeds this year. And look, you know what? Now the screen come up, everyone's like chopping getting their chops ready. But who do y'all think is the number 1 seeds for this year's tournament? Who were the top 4 seeds last year?
Yeah, what Coach Rich?
Oh man, the top 4 seeds last year was number 1 was Hood, which is now Cavazos.
Okay.
Langley was number 2, I think. I got it right. Let me.
He's about to pull it up for us. We want to see. We want to hear what y'all who y'all think the top seeds is. I ain't seen them come up yet. I'm waiting to hear who y'all feel the top seeds. Trey say we want to see these top seeds and see if anybody got it right outside of JBLE. We already knew that. That was
JBLE is the top seed. So there's only 3 other ones.
There's 3 other seats.
And I want to say last year actually Bragg was one.
Okay.
For Bragg. Okay.
For Liberty.
Yeah, they were one last year, and
was Luke one?
And Luke.
Okay.
Luke.
Sam.
Dre said for Sam.
Sam at the Fort. Stop it, man. He had for Sam in all 4 spots. Man, if you gonna stop, bro.
Snow say JBLE, Luke, Pendleton, and Liberty.
I like that.
That's right.
That's it. That's right. That's last year. Oh, that was last year.
I don't think Pendleton was a 1. Pendleton. It was Luke. It wasn't Pendleton.
And it wasn't Liberty either.
No,
it was Liberty last year. Yeah, Bragg.
Bragg.
Okay, Bragg.
Got you.
So in any case, we're gonna go ahead and get into it so y'all can first see. Y'all can
no, Trey. Hold on.
What's up? This is okay. Hawaii wasn't in it last year. Snow said that's his picks. That's his picks for this year.
Oh, he talking about this year. What?
So he feel like this is the top 4 picks.
Oh, he's saying these are top 4 for this year. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's what he's saying. We had 25.
He was close to that. They're close.
Yeah, he's close. Hawaii lead over anybody. In which we're gonna. It's definitely a conversation is coming up. Timo said Luke is trash.
There they go.
Well, you know, saying get into it. So, of course, you know, saying like I said, 2024 National Military Basketball Tournament Selection Show, as it is a reveal at it all in the same manner. So, of course, we started off a number 1 overall seed, which is no surprise to anybody. Langley, Eustis, Raptors, of course, the WayMac champions, last year's tournament champions. In which actually JBLE has just been running through the competition, so from in some form, shape, or fashion, as in which Timo says they not built like that. And Timo was out there. I wonder what is Andy putting up? Like you know, say Timo is calling for all the smoke.
Hey, I'm gonna sit on here and sip like Kermit.
Timo is calling for all the smoke. If y'all ain't been checking out Timo,
when you see these pools, we're gonna see who want the smoke when we reveal these pools.
So of course, number 1 overall seed, joint base Langley Eustis. Of course, next up, number 2.
Liberty. He did say Liberty. That's 2.
He did. That's what Snow said. So,
Dragon Elite.
Yes. So formerly Fort Bragg, now Fort Liberty, Dragon Elite, and number 2 at the 3rd overall seed.
You said Luke
out west, Luke Air Force Base. Of course, as we've seen, you just heard Timo. That's 2. That's one of the 2 people in which he said the Eglin winning it all. And then last but not least, the number 4 seed.
This one he got wrong.
Tournament. last but not least, there we go. Just the boogie joint San Antonio, Fort Sam
in
Houston
the building.
Rangers, home court advantage, home state city,
home field cooking,
advantage.
all that.
Home field cooking.
Home field cooking.
Well, I tried to avoid saying home field cooking because I always
hey, Trey, I ain't shooting no. Hey, it is what it is.
You like Kendrick Lamar? Forget it. Ain't no subliminals.
It
You just go straight to it.
Hey, let's get it.
He said y'all number 4, of
Yeah,
course.
so yeah, they creeped in there, took that final 1 seed.
Okay.
And but they've had a great year. One of the things that people don't know about Fort Sam is, outside of their team that they got, if you look at their NBA record, it's like 5-7. So they got really 2 different teams. They basically almost got like old school AAU type ball, where they got a travel team.
Yeah.
And that travel team is to be reckoned with. They're tough. They're going to be tough. So, I give my hats off to Coach Justin Johnson out there. He's done a phenomenal job. This is his 2nd year at the helm at Fort Sam. He's doing a great job. I mean, if people that are out there that know him, they know there's no one out there is more passionate about the game and his team like he is. That guy puts in work.
That's what's up.
Like I said, hats off to him. They actually deserve it. They deserve that 4th seed, and I wish everybody luck. So let's go on and get on into that.
Let's get to it.
Eastern region.
The regions are going to be looking like, of course, the first one up, the East region. This is what y'all was looking for. This is what y'all get. Eastern region, of course, JBA League number 1. You got Fort Cavazos, Eglin, Timo, where you at? And of course, Peterson Space Force, which is an interesting one. Of course, I'm gonna let Coach Richardson speak to that. Peterson is in there. A lot of smoke in this region, the East region. So in putting together this particular region, what was your mindset?
When we go in and we put these regions together, we kind of want to make sure that teams play each other that don't get to see each other all the time. We want to make sure that it's always a battle between the East and the West Coast because they don't get to see them. Everybody's heard about Langley, but they're like, oh, we ain't got to see him. So definitely with Cavazos coming in as a 2 seed, that's going to be some must-see basketball right there. The top 2 seeds from each region will move on to the Elite 8. But in these pools, the 3-game guarantee, everybody in their pool play each other. That's your 3 games. That's your 3. That's who's going to play to get to quarterfinals.
Okay.
So definitely Peterson was a late addition. We had Fort Riley was originally there. It was going to be Fort Riley spot. Due to mission commits and stuff like that, I got notified today about an hour and a half ago that they weren't going to be able to participate. So the next one up was Peterson Space Force Base. So they got the nod, and I'm sure they are excited for the opportunity. And
is this the first Space Force team that's been into the tournament?
Peterson, yes, is their first time actually qualifying for the national. That is correct.
Okay.
So hats off to Coach Shaw out there. Eglin, what can we say? That's Timo. He's on here talking. Look forward to see what they're going to do.
Which would be interesting because remember last year, Timo's inaugural year is coaching, in which it was a lot of conversation during and after who was it? Lackland well, put that thing on them. So we'll see. We'll see.
Fact.
So of course, the schedule, the game. So of course, you see Eastern region, where is that, how it is, who you facing.
And look at that. The first game out the shoot, Eglin and JBLE.
Out the gate.
10 a.m. Friday.
Out the gate.
Yeah. So he called for the smoke, he got it. Right out the shoot.
Right out the shoot.
Right out the shoot, team. You got him. You want him, you got him.
Ooh.
And
be on the road for
this going good.
It done fizzled out now.
Uh-huh.
What you mean ain't no perks for the number 1 seed, Snow?
What perk you need? Why you need a perk?
No, what y'all trying to get the last game on the night of the night?
It must be.
While we're talking about that, if you look at all the games that's colored in blue,
okay,
at the Chaparral and the ones colored in gray was at the Warhawk. Normally last year, all the games at the Chap was live stream.
Okay.
This year,
Warhawk,
all the games are live stream.
Oh, all the games.
Okay, so you're gonna catch them everywhere.
Both Chap and Warhawk. We got a brand new contract exclusive to us.
Okay.
This company actually works with NCAA March Madness with the graphics.
This is the one you were talking to us about when we was in your office, right? Okay, I know. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, while the players know they're playing in the Chapman Warhawk, people that's watching on live stream, they might see a whole different arena.
That's what's up.
They'll see the players playing, but the floor probably look like Madison Square Garden somewhere.
That's what's up.
It's gonna be tough.
That's dope.
They're doing this free of charge for us.
Nice.
And like I said, it's exclusive to JBSA Lackland. I will be forwarding out that link and all that stuff later on as we get closer to it. But yeah, the contract set in stone. We're good to go, and we are very excited about having this live stream company come on. The graphics, the works that they do is phenomenal, man. And people are going to be just another nugget that that people are going to enjoy this whole fest. So we will start on the 25th, that Thursday with the icebreaker. Icebreaker will go on from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. We have a DJ. You can play dominoes, you can play spades, bid whist, whatever you want to do in the club. We got the bartender going. Everything's happening. Coaches meeting, be a short coaches meeting at 7, probably like 7 to 8 in the side room of the ballroom, off the ballroom at the club. Hey, it's going to be a lot of fun. We got DJs going to be in the gym. We got the beer sales going. We got the food trucks out there. Man, MWR is putting on one top-notch festivity, man.
That's what's
It's something for the whole family. Bring them out. Come on out. You're going to see some great basketball because literally that Friday, every game at the shop from 8 in the morning to 2000, bangers. You're going to see as we continue to reveal the schedule. So you already see the 10 o'clock game is JBLE and Eglin.
1 and 3.
Yeah.
Ask for it, you get it for. So of course, next up, the Western region. No one, of course, familiar face, Luke Air Force Base as the number 1 seed. Then you got Hawaii Elite, which I'm very sure we're going to get into a conversation about that. Mayport Hurricanes, and of course, Fort Carson Mountaineers. So Hawaii Elite, it continues has people who I spoke to here and there in conversation always tend to speak about Hawaii Elite and talk about how do they get invites. Like basically, it seems like Hawaii Elite is the Notre Dame of military basketball because everyone wonders why is Hawaii Elite getting so much love, but yet they wonder like they're not playing. So what is what goes into bringing Hawaii Elite in your mind as a part of the committee?
and as I said earlier, Hawaii Elite basically, and when you think back to it, first and foremost, these guys were the national runner-up last year. Mm-hmm. They lost by 2 points to Langley in the championship. And they also was the only team to beat Langley in the tournament. They beat Langley by 1, I believe. So the thing about Hawaii Elite is these guys they're not stateside, of course. They're coming over from the island. Clearly, I know what kind of talent they have on the island over there. So they're going to always get an invite over here, because, they have to plan. They got to plan. That's about a 7-hour flight?
Yeah.
And so, cost of living, all that good stuff. But Hawaii Elite's got some players. I mean, they're probably on this roster that's coming over here. You're probably looking at like 4 or 5 all-service type talented guys. Because while they may not get to play that much stateside, they all play together year-round over there. And they're kind of joint base, so they got all the branches over there.
So one thing, of course, let's go back. Wooten keeps on bringing it up, so I want to make sure he asks, how does what's considered a free agent, and how does the free agent work for this tournament?
A free agent would be any active duty guard or reserve member whose team is not in the tournament or in the tournament field. They are free to go play for whomever they want. The caveat to that is that team that picks them up, they cannot pick up no more than 2 free agents per team.
So I hope that answers your question, Woo.
I hope that answers your question there, Woo.
Yeah. Continue on, of course, with the Western region. The games, another one banger, a 1 and a 2 at 12 o'clock at Chaparral.
Hawaii Elite and Luke. Yeah, that's probably gonna be standing room only in the shop that day at noon.
Only people that won't be there is anyone that's playing anywhere else.
That's just playing over at the Warhawk. But yeah. Spouses can't be free agents. No.
Wooten says, what if you got orders to that base? Are you considered a free agent still?
I already know where Wooten's going. I already know who's picking him up. And he's good to go.
Okay.
Yeah. I already know where you're going, Wooten. They already contacted me.
So, of course, like you said, you got Luke in Hawaii Elite, Carson in Hawaii Elite, Luke Air Force Base in Fort Carson, NAV Station, Mayport, and Luke. So it's another one of those regions where it looked like it's going, like you said, another one, a hard region to get up out of.
Yeah, if you look at these pools, man, they're very competitive. We can go down the road. We already know what Luke brings. Yes. Coach Paris does an excellent job in getting his guys ready to play for this tournament. And one thing about Coach Paris too is this is probably one of the only tournaments that he hasn't won. So he's really hungry.
Mm-hmm.
He's really hungry. And Hawaii Elite, they're coming in with a chip on their shoulder because they're feeling mighty disrespected. Everybody's like, as if these guys weren't talented.
Yeah.
And another newcomer, Mayport. Naval Station Mayport out the CMAC. Navy squad. They got some hitters. Don't sleep on them. They got some hitters.
Like Chad said, don't sleep on them.
They got a pretty nice. They got a really nice backcourt out there. Still, we don't know who they're gonna bring as a free agent. They might bring a couple bigs, but anything can happen. Anything can happen. And of course, Fort Carson, they always are going to be a formidable opponent. And for Coach Ty and company, JBSA Lackland is like a second home to them because they're always here.
Yeah.
So don't get so twisted or confused by the number in front of the name. Because one thing that happens once you get to the national, you can throw all that out the window. You can throw all that out the window, and it's going to be very competitive.
See, Chris talk about he basically feel like we see Space Force, we see Navy, we see Air Force and Army. I guess he's looking for the Marine love. Coach, I guess you just gotta wait to see till the end of it.
Just hang on. Oh, we got some love for you. Hang on.
So, of course, going on to the next region, the South region, Fort Liberty, the number 1 seed out there. CMB, as we already knew, was a number 2 seed. However, we didn't know where they was and who their competition was. Herbert Field Commandos, and last but not least, West Coast Elite, who is composed of
Marines.
Jumps the boogie.
So let's go ahead and explain the West Coast, because West Coast Elite is actually going to be headed up by the All-Marine coach, Coach Brandon Mitchell. What has happened here is you notice you don't see Pendleton, you don't see Miramar on there. What has happened due to mission and all that good stuff. Yeah, we're making exceptions because, again, you know what it is, Mo. I told y'all I opened with the purpose of the tournament. Mm-hmm. So, Miramar, Pendleton, well, basically those Marines, they all have been tasked for exercises and deployments. Guess what week? That week, they're all shipping out. They've been notified. So, I got a call from Coach Mitch. And he was coming anyway, but he wanted to see the talent. But so you might see what I can tell you is all these guys are from San Diego. So he ended up taking up most of whoever's left and try to piece together a team from those installations. So you might have a couple guys from Naval Base San Diego. You might have a couple from Miramar, and you may have whatever's left, I guess, from Pendleton. But they comprise and they put together a team. And one thing about those teams, and a lot of people will say stuff like that. I know RJ talked about the elite.
Yeah, RJ people say a certain way. Like everyone want to be elite now.
That's a thing between him and Coach Mitchell, him and B Mitch.
Uh-huh.
And so they did that and kind of put together a team, but they ain't been playing together. So I mean, hey, we'll see. I will always put my money on a team that's been playing together all year, than putting 4 or 5 guys together and then just saying to travel. So hey, but they get an opportunity to look. Mitch get to see what they can do against top-notch talent, and we'll see what happens.
Dre talking about they gonna bring the whole Army all-Marine team.
You know what though? When you think about it, probably 90% of the all-Marine team comes from San Diego, so he might not be far off. But the thing is, how many of them are available though?
Yeah, because of missions.
Because just talking, a lot of guys can't come. And basically what you had at Pendleton, you had probably pretty much. That's why Pendleton's not in the tournament, because they all got hit at the last minute. So you look at we'll see how good each team is right off the bat. Look at the 2:00 game. Fort Liberty and West Coast Elite. You know, that Friday, man, that opening day Friday. I mean, like I said, from 08 to 2000, every game is going to be a nail biter. They say all the guys on the All Marine team are going to be available.
At least them is like, hey, what's going on, Claiborne, Mr. Recruiter? How you doing, brother? Got information with us? Same thing, Reed. What do you say? Just realized who left for the last region. It's a lot of teams left for the last region, actually. I mean, but we gonna see who the four are coming up. Of course, and to further ado, the Midwest region, Fort Sam Houston, of course, number 1C, Fort Moore, JB Meyer Henderson Hall, and last but not least, Cannon Air Force Base. So of course, y'all know it's at this point the field is only 16. Stain City. So it's like, so now when you look at it, those are the 16 teams. But of course, let's stay on course. You got JBSA, Sam Houston, Fort Moore, Meyer Henderson, and Cannon Air Force Base. As we know, it was called for. Now, of course, Mason gets to see. Cannon did get in there, did get called. I don't know if we're going to say they were one of the last ones, but they were at minimum in the top 16, and it's here now. Of course, just like anything else, who's going to do work with that JBSA with the first seed? As we talked about, Fort Moore comes down.
I like this pool, man.
Okay,
this pool is, like I said before, top 2 move on.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of these games gonna be a dogfight in this pool right here. You know, there's been some banter going back and forth between Fort Sam and Fort Moore. So they are ready to lock horns. One thing I can say about Coach Red out there in Meyer Henderson Hall Marines, he gonna bring a team that's gonna compete for 40 minutes. And Cannon. My man said, Mason said they probably one of the hottest teams out there right now. They just come off a 3-0 weekend.
Yeah,
they went on
10 and 6 a year. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he said he's ready. And everybody say Cannon been running their mouth too. So hey, I like this. I like this Midwest region. And
okay, Paul.
Okay. Parker in the building.
Okay.
The old man game. What
Uh-oh.
y'all say?
And he's saying he ain't telling you who he with either. He just gonna show up. Gonna show up.
He out of retirement, so he could be been in the gym.
So he gonna show up.
This is what it's about, man. I love it. I hope everybody, maybe we can get some coaches on here and see how they feel about what's going on. But we opening up. Hey, the 8 o'clock, the first game out the chute on Friday, Fort Sam and Cannon. So hey, make sure you up early.
Catch that game. That's gonna be a barn burner. That's gonna be a barn burner right there. That first game out the chute.
Don't catch a brick. Don't catch a brick.
Hey, started off at 8 a.m. with Fort Sam and Cannon.
You know what, Trey? You know what we need, man. You know what we need, right? This is what we missing right now. That coach done put this all out here and stuff like that, man. What we need is we need a panel. We need a true panel, a true panel of basketball enthusiasts. We need a panel for predictions for Friday's game. You know what I'm saying? We need a predictions. Who do we think gonna be upset in games on Fridays? You know, on that first, you know, plethora of games that's going on. We need that. We need a panel for that
as
to
it
see.
starts to kick off in the
We need to know, who has who they think has the edge coming into the tournament by seeing, I know Coach Richardson, he's one of the main ones. He made one of the main ones. He's seen a lot of these teams play. He know what they bring into the table. So let's just get a feel of what we may think we could see being the Elite Eight, the Final Four, and the Final Two into the championship game. You know what I'm saying?
So one thing I will ask, because that I agree with you. Of course, we can sit up and put that together. That's easy. You just have to get the participants. But one thing, while we had Coach Richardson here as the director, like snubs, was there anyone in which you had to make a hard decision on whether to leave them out, or was there a couple of which ones? I know a lot of people probably feel like they were snubbed, but
absolutely, just like in a real tournament, a lot of teams didn't even join the NIT because of it.
I will say this particular year, not so much as last year. This particular year, it kind of made, I kind of got rumblings and kind of, heard that which teams wasn't going to be able to come. So with that, I would love to have seen, if I kind of heard a few weeks ago, remember when CMB coach was talking about it the other day when I couldn't really say nothing then, but when he was talking about how Miramar had dropped like 15, 16 spots. That was done by design because I knew I had already heard that they weren't going to be able to come. So I didn't want to keep them like way up there high in the rankings when I knew
they can't make it.
When I knew it was going to be some of those other teams were going to get bumped anyway. So that was kind of the reason behind the madness. I kind of left Pendleton where they were because, hey, we wasn't really sure if they were going to be available or not.
I knew it was coming. Oh my God. I'm listening. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We good.
I knew.
Wow. Oh wow. Couldn't have been many snubs if they picked Peterson off the bottom of the barrel. What you say, Coach?
I mean that I would think that's supposed that Robert Shaw. Like if the only way to get people off you is you got to sit up and you got to punch people in the mouth and get them off you, and they make you think.
It goes by what I just said. I said maybe in years past, but not this year,
right?
Because there were teams that couldn't come. They might have been deserving, and pretty much, of course, there would have been teams came up, but already knew they weren't going to be available based on travel, based on their team together. Because another team that completely dropped out, who was in the field was Eisenhower. So Eisenhower just folded up mid-season. So, they basically cut their team out. So, guess what? Eisenhower, who was originally in the field, is not here. They couldn't come. Fort Riley, who was originally in the field, dropped.
Yeah. I was looking forward to seeing Riley. I keep on hearing about Riley. I was really looking forward to seeing Riley.
The other one was, I want to say, West Texas. They were going to be in the field. But for whatever reason, they weren't going to be able to, So it's a lot of things go into it. Hey, I didn't want to have to go back and put teams in the field and then knowing that they couldn't come, and then I have to come back and reshuffle everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's. But hey, they already on the Peterson and CMB. They going at it on this thing.
Yeah. They's taking them shots at Peterson. I said, only way to get them off you got to shock the world, shocking all.
Yeah, and it's kind of like I said. Hey, at this point, erase the numbers that's in front of the name. You're in. Now it's put up a shut up time.
That's right.
A lot of people have talked trash and why we ain't in. We should be here. We're better than this team. Well, now, hey, We got the best 16 that was available.
Let's see. Time will tell. Let's see.
I'll put that in there. The
So
best
in
16
your
that
opinion,
was available.
So in your opinion, Coach, I know, of course, I don't want to put you on the spot as well. I am putting you on the spot. Who is the dark horse here, in your opinion? Once you looked at it and you put it all together, like who was the team that, in your opinion, if you take off the director's cap and put on a spectator cap, or even just a coach cap, because you do coach and you do take a look at it, who is the dark horse here in this tournament now of the 16 teams?
I'm going to say two teams.
Okay.
That I would not be surprised if they make a run.
Okay.
The first one I'm going to speak on is Cavazos. Cavazos
they some people
is
legit.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
They're very dangerous. And these guys got 4 or 5 all-Army guys on that team.
Mm-hmm.
So they're very familiar with each other. They play together, and they know each other. Now, can they all get off of work and make it down here 2 hours down the road?
Is the question.
Okay. But if they all show up,
we got a game.
I'll watch for Cavazos.
Okay.
The other one I'm going to say is that West Coast Elite team, because I don't know what
who they coming with.
Yeah, until I see the roster. And on top of that, they're Marines. They are the defending all.
I was about to say they're defending all service champions, and so that's saying
yeah, that plays a part. Yep.
Can't sleep on them. So those two I would say are dark horses, in my opinion. But everybody, and I'm not discrediting Hawaii Elite because Hawaii Elite's not going to fool me. They're not a surprise to me. They might be a surprise to everybody else, but they're not to me. You know, because I know the talent they have on that roster. But dark horses, yes. I can't say you can consider Hawaii Elite a dark horse because they made it to the final last year.
He called them the All Marine Elite.
All Marine.
And JJ, he just all over the place right now. JJ, I love you, man. But hey,
matter of fact, speaking of that,
you're holding the flagship because Lockley's not in the field this year.
That's correct. That's correct. In which I'm very sure Timo's going to be on that in the second. As soon as he get a chance, probably going to be on that like Lackland, because he's been on Lackland's head all year long. But of course, speaking of Coach Johnson, is going to be Wednesday. Have him on the show, an evening show, in which he has some things to speak about. I don't know yet. I ain't get a opportunity, but I told him I'll bring him on. So of course, be sure to tap in Wednesday 6:00 to hear what Coach Dre has to say.
Hey, make sure the kids are in bed.
Oh, without a doubt.
Oh Lord, no! It's gonna be that type of party.
Hey, you got to put that little disclaimer up there.
Like he said, Jay is very passionate, and when he get in his bag, he is in his bag. He said, "Staying these folks at National." Where you see Coach? See who will lose by 30 plus. Hey, I mean, like he said, it's going in now. The whole CMAC
trash talk is started, man. They are. Hey, we got a
Kurt,
whole.
what's good, brother? What's going on? One of the military basketball's greatest fans, Kirk Perry in the building. April Madness. That's the coin phrase. April Madness. Military Madness.
You spot on, KP.
Military Madness. Oh, so going in. So of course, obviously, I'm sure, in which doesn't go without question. I'm very sure a favorite, except for. See, I knew T-Boy was somewhere he was coming for it. Where Hollins at? He's gonna have to sit up and defend himself. What pool is Lackland in? It's Sebo's question.
When we talk about snubs or whatever, I've been getting a lot of heat because they thought, hey, that Lackland was going to be automatically in because the tournament's held at Lackland.
Mm-hmm.
That's not so the case. I've been trying to tell y'all that from the get. It is what it is. My goal was to try to bring in the top 16 teams. Lackland started off, in my opinion, they were one of those top 16 teams. But as lately, basically from the Capital Classic, they kind of, lost some games that kind of cost them.
Mm.
And, so when it came down to the eye test, they wasn't really up the snuff. And that could be for a variety of reasons. It could have been because, Timo put the biggest
target
microscope on their back where everybody was watching them.
Uh-huh.
Now you say it's Cap, they've been trashing.
So, playing middle schools.
Stop it. Stop playing middle schools. Stop it.
But yeah, unfortunately, they wasn't in. And a lot of things, what people don't realize is, remember, I don't know if they recall, but last year Fort Sam wasn't in the tournament.
Correct.
But Lackland was.
Lackland was, but Fort Sam wasn't. Yep.
So this year's is the opposite.
They said Tebow ran a smear campaign and it worked. So you can stop now. Chill, son. Chill. What's good, Haley? Glad to have you in the building, of course. He says, to be honest, someone's dropping out and Lackland's playing. He said it. So Curry
Haley's like wild, man. Haley is wild. Oh man, there's a whole bunch of comedians over there at Cavazos, man.
I believe it too.
Timote heard Lackland and Fort Sam combining teams. That's not this year.
Oh, I was just going to holler at Coach Hollis right now. Don't worry, England go show up for him. I'll be there.
Oh boy.
So, like I say,
but see why we got. Matter of fact, why Coach Hollis, Chabon, want to give him his flowers because I don't know if everybody knows, but Coach Hollins has been named the Jarvia P. Hartley 2024 Military Basketball Coach of the Year.
Okay, Coach, congratulations, Coach.
Yeah, so and he's getting ready to go down range, so he won't be here during the national. He's going down range and on deployment, and when he comes back, he's on his way to. He got assignment.
Okay, so Coach, he's out of here.
Yeah, so he's out. He's on his way out. But yeah, definitely wanted to give him his props. He deserved it. The work that he did as the All Air Force women's basketball coach, taking them the gold medal this year. After getting a silver last year, which was like the first medal they had gotten since like 2014, and then capitalizing off of that and going and taking Team USA women to shape to a gold medal, and they even beat a couple countries by over 100 points.
Yeah, they was dragging people.
So yeah, it was sad. So yeah, congrats to him. Salute to Coach Hollins. Well deserved this year, man.
That's what's up.
Definitely, without a doubt. So another aspect of being able to be present for these games, opportunity to give a first-hand look at some of these players, because of course we're going to be right about that time again to start planning and looking in preparation for all services. So now these coaches get to see some of these players firsthand, or get to hear the talk because they don't get to see them other places. They get to see another reason why the tournament is it's such a great tournament, because it brings everyone to the yard to where you get to see them if they're available. So is there? I would ask this, being Air Force, has there been any different prospects, without you have to say names, than which you've been taking a look at to see like your plan is to bring some different talent in as far as the all Air Force team?
Most definitely. There are a lot of guys, man, and I tell you, there's some talent in the Air Force, Space Force. There's some talent in the Department of the Air Force. It's just a matter of getting the guys out there, do the mission commitments and everything like that. But not only, I really, my main focus might be Air Force, but at the same time, just, man, I tell you, from the Capitol Classic, there was some talent. The military has a lot of talent, a lot of talent, and there are some players out there that can flat out play. And for those of you that have not gotten to see JBLE get out there and play in person, they're deep. They're deep. They have a lot of depth. They got guys coming off the bench, and that could be starters on other teams. Don't sleep on Fort Liberty either. They're a 1 seed for a reason. If they come fully loaded, as their coaches said, they're going to be fully loaded. There is some talent. There's going to be some talent out there. Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. This is going to be a tournament for hoop heads. Come down there that love military basketball. You're going to see the best military hoopers showcase their talent the last weekend in April. I guarantee you that. It's some hoopers out here. It's some hoopers. Coach Mason said he can't wait to see JBLE in person. I'm telling you, they're good. They're
Coach
good.
Out there, he said he's playing this year, so
they're good, and it's a reason Fort Sam got a 1 seed. A lot of people sleeping on.
Yeah,
they got some guys. He's got definitely a couple Air Force prospects on that team. He's definitely got some All Army prospects on that team. Those teams are going to be, and hey, Coach Mason says, hey, they're going to start off 0-1. I tell you, that 8 o'clock game is going to be one to see, because Cannon ain't coming bare now.
Locked and loaded.
Yeah, they locked and loaded. And they got a guard over there. That's all armed forces. And he can flat out shoot it. Oh, and I forgot about I don't know if it's a sleeper, but you see Ryan McGee Coleman on there. Guess who he playing with?
Oh,
yeah.
See, so that those Neil connections, they sit up and pull up. So a lot of names that's out there that's eligible.
Yeah, that's another all armed forces guard, one of the best guards in the military. So it's it's gonna be nice, man.
I say you loud. My God, more. So so of course y'all know where the place to be. San Antonio last weekend in April. If you think Dream
about to go down, a little over a month.
Hey, Coach Ty said he watched Matt D play yesterday and he put on a show.
He said, ooh, wee.
Yeah, he's a bucket, bro. When he's shooting that thing, when he's on, he's on. And he's a problem. Now you put him, I can't wait. That first game. Oh, okay, Coach Lewis. Okay.
Lou in the building. He said JBSA's bracket is a little soft. Dre, he's saying basically you're gonna walk through, so you should be one of the last two.
I like it.
He said he called Cannon sweet. He called Coach Red sweet. He calling Fort Moore sweet. That's what I'm hearing. I mean, I'm not interpreting.
And we didn't even mention Fort Moore.
Yeah, I seen Coach Ace was talking about a young gun down there that he said it can go.
We ain't talked about Fort Moore, man. I mean, Fort Moore's a 2 seed, man. I keep saying, man. Oh, that Midwest region. I don't know, man. Who y'all think coming out of that region, Bishop? Who you think?
Coach Johnson is wild. He's like, he ain't walking on sunshine.
That's a good question, man. About. I don't know, man. To be honest with you, I couldn't tell you. I gotta see. I ain't really seen no plays yet. Players play. So I would have to see before I make any kind of type.
So I seen Fort Sam play.
Well, I've seen Fort Sam. I have seen Fort Sam play.
You've seen Fort Sam play.
I've seen Fort Sam.
I've been checking out Cannon from what I can see like during the stream. But again, Coach Moore, of course, Fort Moore as well.
Fort Moore I haven't seen. The Marines I haven't seen. So yeah, I'd have to, for me, that's why I asked. I want y'all predictions for those that's been watching and seeing. And
everyone it seems like everyone is saying that Fort Sam Houston is the Midwest. It sounds the conversation that I'm seeing and what I'm feeling and what I feel like I'm hearing is that the Midwest region is already locked up and Fort Sam Houston has the key. That's what I'm hearing.
But I beg to differ on that. Fort Sam may indeed come out of that region, but remember this: the top two comes out of each region. Them other three, man, I'm telling you, it's gonna be some wars.
Right?
It's gonna be some wars in there. I see it. There's some upsets gonna be brewing over there.
Some smoke in the city.
And I will say this: Fort Sam, you better come out on fire 8 o'clock in the morning. Don't let nobody oversleep.
That's true.
Because Matt D, that cat gonna be up at 3:30 in the morning. And he in the gym shooting jumpers at 5.
Yeah. He said Cannon and Fort Sam coming out that region.
He said how well my teams play after the icebreaker.
Cannon, he's shouting out. So basically, I heard CMB we had nothing for Cannon Air Force Base.
Let's go back to the region that CMB's in. Woo. South region. This a baby monster, man.
Yeah.
Because that West Coast elite.
Not knowing who they coming with.
CMB and Fort Liberty. That's another one.
And this is what Coach Alex Miller was asking for. He wants to play people he doesn't get a chance to see, in which he asked for that. So he asked for that. It was ready for it. Coach Lou said they finna be free agents about to be the life of the tourney. Of course, there's always another thing that goes into that, not knowing who the free agent is. People just pulling up after they, of course, the committee knows, but because they have to make sure they're very vetted and verified. But to see who else is going to pull up and put on a different uniform during this tournament, that's
because so now all the teams have been identified. Right. So now we know the teams have been identified. There's a whole bunch of players out there that need somewhere to play. That play on these teams that haven't been selected. So it gets interesting. You just hit the nail on the head. We don't know who coming with what now.
Candy say they don't need any free agents, but
he come back and say, "Yes, hell, y'all do." Boy, they are crazy.
The West region going back, Hawaii Elite, Luke Air Force Base, NAS Station Mayport, Fort Carson.
That's another tough one, man. You know, if you're looking on paper, people would say, you know, hey, that first game between Luke and Hawaii Elite probably going to be the first two, the two to come out of there.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I don't know about Mayport. We don't know. We don't know what they're going to come with. A lot of it has to do with, you know, backcourt play. You know, the teams with the best front courts, I think, are going to be the ones that make the most noise.
Mm-hmm.
Langley, for instance, their front court is phenomenal. You know, that front line is legit. And you know, their front line is legit. And probably when you talk about bigs, the only team that probably can match up with their front court would be Cavazos.
Mm.
When you throw in Haley, Hassel, you know, yeah, that's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be some. I really look forward to that game because, you know, Eglin, we don't know what Timo got up his sleeve, who he bringing,
Mm-hmm.
because I know he brings some free agents, so I don't know who he bringing. Cavazos, I just named two guys that's on the original roster. Now they bring another big, let's say like a Wooten.
Yeah.
Now look at that front line. So
is Akeem? He's going to be there, or he's deployed.
Akeem is there now. I don't know.
He's stationed there. I don't know if he's playing.
I don't know what.
Yeah.
You know, Akeem posted a couple weeks ago. He's supposed to be deploying, so he's on the cycle. So I don't know what. But hey,
Hey, you say you snitching.
Hey, Cavazos is the that is not a secret. I don't know. Cavazos. Akeem on Cavazos is crazy. Yes, but he's stationed there.
He's stationed there. Those legit. He's legit now.
That's what I'm telling you. That's one of the
which opens the door for free agency. So it's crazy.
Yeah, that's.
But they say the rich get richer.
Yeah, that's. I mean, in that East region, that's going to be the game to watch when they schedule to play. Oh, they schedule to play to get at 8 on Saturday. Yeah, so that's, man. These some. When I put these regions together, I tried to make them as close as being competitive as possible, and I wanted to line up games that everybody want to see play each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I don't know what you think. I think
it's pretty, like you said, it's pretty tight. The only unfortunate thing I see, like I said, is for Peterson. But I mean, they might. I mean, hearing the conversations in which I've been hearing, of course, and listening as I've had the different coaches on in which they talked about, Peterson doesn't get that type of love, and when you look at it, so. But it's definitely one of those show and prove things for anybody, especially them, because they're in a tough conference to get in because of Roddy basically not being out. But I mean, it's show and prove time.
Mark say ain't no way they made it over Lackland.
All the disrespect to Peter. Hey, like I said, Coach Shaw, get him off you.
Oh man.
Yeah, so it's definitely one of those. Henderson Hall will be teaming up with Monfort, I'm sure, for as smart as they come.
Marines stick together, man. So I wouldn't be surprised.
We could be a blade. We could do a play and then take their spot. Coach Holland is going. Y'all wilding, man. Y'all wilding. Get them off you, Coach Shaw.
They on Coach Shaw pretty bad, huh?
Yeah, they saying Basic Peterson they deserve with the spot they got.
So they're saying the Langley Cavazos game shouldn't be a Saturday at 8 in the morning. Let me see where I could move that if I did that. Huh.
Oh, it's wild. They calling for Peterson head, Lackland versus Peterson for a play-in. Y'all wild.
Oh man.
Lou Riley had to fall out for Temple. They're not able to be able to make it.
Yeah, they dropped out today about 2 o'clock, Lou. They called me.
And he said they're gonna be 3-0, so he's gonna sit that 8 o'clock game, so don't move it.
Hey, boy, Marcus. Hey, y'all got Marcus heated, man. Marcus is. Yeah, he don't even talk like that. He's right. He said he promised he would dog them.
I heard the stories. y'all going in, goodness gracious. Going to the field training, unfortunately. It's one of those things, military basketball, like you always said.
That's military basketball, man. Basically, he gonna be at Fort Sam Coach House too.
Goodness. It's crazy. The coach of the year doesn't get a spot in the tournament. I mean, he said the team of the year. He said the coach of the year.
Oh man.
So, of course, with it all being said, once it's all said and done, the regions are set. The table is set a month prior. So, of course, y'all know everyone now has opportunity to go out there and get to it. If you ain't or haven't already secured your free agent or put a bid in for your free agent, not meaning there's bidding going on, but basically saying that, okay, the free agent has an option to select who he wants to play for. So now that everyone knows that certain team, the other teams aren't there, then it's up from here now. Of course, I'm very sure some people have already signed on and say, yeah, I'm willing to play here. And now you can see clarification question. I play for Raleigh. I'm a DOD civilian and spouse. I wouldn't have been.
He play for He can play for whoever he wants to play for.
So Lynch, you got it, Laquan.
And the thing is, he doesn't count as a free agent.
He counts as the DOD. Oh, okay.
He can play for whoever he want to play for. I'm not looking as long as he's got his card that says he's a DOD civilian, he's good to go. He can play for whoever he want to play for, and doesn't count as a free agent.
So everyone that's the East region, the Western region again, Luke, Hawaii Elite, Newport, Carson, who was, and some sleepers. Everyone's talking about certain teams. You say you're confused. What you confused about, Lou?
Probably the free agent rule.
Yeah, that's probably what.
Because he's a DOD civilian. He's a DOD civilian. Like you put him in because he's like, how is he not a free agent if he's not on that base? Because I don't look for the basis of where the DOD civilians come from.
Okay.
That's why free agents are only those that are eligible to play in armed services, which is where we tracking what base they're from. Y'all remember, if you recall, what's the guy that plays for Fort Sam? Ray
Robinson.
Ray Robinson. Ray Robinson is a DoD civilian, but he's playing with Fort Sam. He's not a free agent. You got it, Lou. Only active duty. Only active duty guard and reserves can be free agents. DoD civilian, if he got DoD as work, yeah.
Jay, leave him out of it.
JJ, hey, he wild. He's wild. He's trying to give me a prediction. I just told you I told you a little while ago who I think my sleepers are. But I'm not gonna make a prediction till you don't know until you see these guys. When people get on the floor and we see everybody's roster, who they got, and when they start hooping, anything can happen, man. Anything can happen. I must say myself, this is probably the most competitive tournament. Lou say so load up with DoD civilians.
So load up with DoD civilians.
It's not that many of them though. That's legit DoD civilians. But like Rand says, you still got to play the game, man.
You say who the woke picks? It's tough out there. I mean, you can say that the top 4 seeds or the top four number 4s are woke picks, but hey, it can go left at any time. It has games have to be played. Pool play sucks, says Haley. Hands down, one of the most competitive fields since 2015. From Coach Parker.
It's gonna be a great one, man. I'm anxious. I can't wait. It's some teams I really want to see play each other, and man, the trash talk makes it even better.
Mm-hmm.
Because they about to bring it. Also, of course, we bringing in the top officials. We bringing in all D1, D2 of college officials. They work the major conferences. Same pool of officials that we had work the Armed Forces tournament. We do our best to try to put on the best talent. I know I got a few complaints about the basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, we're playing with the Evo NXTs. The same basketball you see it on March Madness right now. Same basketballs. And so
he said it's gonna be a long drive back to New Mexico.
Well, he wild. Hey, him and Cannon, that's gonna be the game.
He playing with the Evo, no changing.
That's facts.
Yeah, so you got the Evo.
I mean, we even spent all this money on them balls, man. We got
that part alone.
Yeah, I mean, those they're about $100 a ball. So I got probably about 3 dozen of them. So we that's what we're playing with, man. It saves money in the long run for when camp start and everything. I already got the basketballs. After national, I'll just deflate them, lock them up, bring them back out in September.
Siri is crazy for a prime time.
Can we switch that game to 1200? Which game is that? You talking about the 12 o'clock game is a monster too, though.
Which one was you talking about, Coach Hollins?
I'm thinking he's talking about Fort Sam and Cannon at 8.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, so what's the 12 o'clock?
At 12 o'clock is Fort Moore and Meyer Henderson.
No, that's at Warhawk.
Oh, hold on. At the 12 at Shap. Or there is no 12 at Shap. There's a 10, which is
no, not in that region.
Oh, which region was it?
Let me see.
He said Cannon and what's, oh, I get what you're saying. Hold on, let me see. The 12 is Luke and Hawaii Elite.
Yeah, that's another banger right there.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a 1 versus 2. And then the 10 o'clock is Langley and Eglin.
Yeah.
And
what people talk about the 0-8 games. Y'all all in the military. Y'all tripping about 0-8. Really?
That means they must be planning on doing some drinking on Thursday night.
You need that recovery time.
Oh, well, we got that on. Can you go back to the last one, to the bracket? Okay. Well, last year we did an all-star game.
Mm-hmm.
It's been brought to my attention now. The all-star game normally would have been like the 10 o'clock game, because you can see the quarterfinals. You got 2 at 8, and then you have the third place game at 12, and then the championship at 2.
Mm-hmm.
So at 10 o'clock, we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're probably going to do a 3-point shootout type skills challenge. Probably like for $100 gift certificate or something like that, gift card or something like that, instead of playing the all-star game again, because they said, hey, last year it started off as fun, then they got a little too serious, and we don't know why to get hurt out there. And so we're probably going to do something else for that hour and a half to give those teams a break between those whoever loses that quarterfinal. Because whoever loses the quarterfinal, they automatically play in the consolation bracket.
Coach Hollis said Eglin might want to stay home. Must see.
Mason May Cannon must see, bro. You get one night to turn up. You get one night to turn up. You at home, Justin. Turn up on Wednesday night.
So one more time, a quick run through the regions and the schedules.
Okay.
For those that missed it, coming and just miss it, like you said, East Region.
East Region, the number 1 seed is Joint Base Langley Eustis out the WAMAC. The 2 seed is Fort Cavazos Phantom Warriors at the CUSMBL. Your 3 seed is at the CMAC, Eglin Air Force Base Eagles. And the 4th seed, which is probably the last one in, would be Peterson Space Force Base at the CUSMBL. Those are your 4 in the East Region.
Next
then you have the schedule. I'll have all that stuff posted up on the pages a little later. So we'll go to the West Region. The number 1 seed out of the West is at the Pac West, Luke Air Force Base Thunderbolts, coached by Coach Paris Daniel. 2, Hawaii Elite, an independent, coached by Jason Culver. Jay Culver. A lot of people been talking about this team, and if you haven't seen them, well, you get your opportunity to come out and see them again. They're the defending national runner-up. The 3rd seed is out the CMAC, Naval Station Mayport Hurricanes, coached by Richard Joe. And then the 4th seed is Coach Ty's Fort Carson Mountaineers. Colorado Springs is well represented in this tournament. You got Peterson, you got Fort Carson, and you also got CMB. Let's go ahead and roll to the next one. I think it's the South Region next.
Yes, sir.
The South Region, the number 1 seed out the South Region is going to be Fort Liberty Dragon Elite, coached by Mo Powell. The 2 seed, Colorado Military Basketball at the CUSNBL. The 3rd seed is JP's Herbert Field Commandos at the ACMBC. And then the 4th seed is West Coast Elite and Independent, made up of basically Navy and Marine players out of San Diego. And they'll be coached by Coach B. Mitch. And then finally, the Midwest region, the number 1 seed is the loud, outspoken, boisterous Justin Johnson's JBSA Fort Sam Houston Rangers. The 2 seed is at the ACMBC, current leaders in that conference, Coach Ace's Fort Moore Yellow Jackets. 3rd seed, representing the WAMAC, at the DMV, Coach Red's Joint Base Meyer Henderson Hall Marines. And then the 4th seed out of the CUSNBL, Coach Chris Mason's Cannon Air Force Base Commandos. That rounds out your field of 16. Once again, the tournament is slated for the last weekend in April 26th through 28th at JBSA Lackland, Chaparral Fitness Center, and Warhawk Fitness Centers.
So basically, y'all have it there, all written out for y'all now. Of course, the talking to see the back and forth, free agents get to your phone, or if you already once you seen the drop, y'all should have already been on the line. Call it up.
Yes, Trey. So I guess what you could say is basically the National Military Basketball portal is open.
Portal is open, yes. The NMBT portal is now open.
The portal is now open. So wish everybody luck. This should be a great tournament. Invite everybody, come on down. If you come on down, have a good time, watch some great military basketball. We're going to have all games live streamed. The stream links will be posted up later at a later date. There also a good point there, Paul. I almost forgot. There's been some college coaches that have reached out to me about the date, so there will be college coaches for those players who may be getting out the military, who have eligibility. We got some D2 NAIA coaches that are scheduled to be on hand. So, hey, it's going to be a lot of people going bananas, and that portal, as Coach Mayon say, yeah, it's going to be crazy. Cause I'm pretty sure the phone lines are buzzing now.
Right. Tell him I need a pro. Hold on, what he say? Coach Rand. Post the
schedule. I will. I'm going to post the schedules and all that good stuff as soon as we finish.
So, of course, for those players that's going to be there, yes, it's here first. You hear that coaching, collegiate coaches is going to be there checking. All service coaches is all there checking. Only thing you have to do is show up and
bring your A game.
Bring your A game.
Bring your A game.
I guess Marcus is not gonna let that go. Marcus is trying to get that playing game. He's trying to get playing game.
I think Marcus and Coach Shaw need to get on the phone lines and they need to discuss between the two of them.
So of course we greatly appreciate y'all tapping in this morning, this afternoon. I won't take up too much more of y'all time, but y'all know it's here. So I'm very sure Coach's phone is about to bring in basketball community. Any of the participants that are in the fields, phone is going to be ringing. Hey, I might get a couple of messages saying, "Hey, they're trying to pull up." So feel free, hit us up, and let us know so we can make sure. You know, what I'm saying, of course, I ain't gonna say we do this for a coach, but it's military basketball is a culture that's out there. It's been growing in the last 3 years, in which I have been paying closer and closer attention. So we hope it continues to grow as you hear Coach Richardson just talking about. They take it to the next level for viewers. Of course, you have other or institutions that are out there in military basketball that's doing next level stuff, that being the Military Basketball Association. So it's all going down. It's everything, you know what I'm saying? So be sure to tap in. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all part. Any last words before we get out here, Coach Richardson?
Yeah, one more thing too. Like I said, we got Trey and Bishop doing some play-by-play for the live stream. I'm still looking for some more color commentary analysts. If you're interested, hit me up, and we'll see if we can get you lined up to commentate some of these games on the live stream.
We appreciate y'all, of course, and look forward to being there for y'all. Peace. I hear it from y'all. Out of here.
Later.